Hello, everyone. So I hope everyone has had a really great UCEED entrance exam today. You have all written finally the second design entrance exam for the year 2024, even though NID was conducted towards the December end of 2023. It was technically for 2024. So UCEED 2024 exam has been completed. And today in this particular session, we will have a brief analysis. The entire question paper is obviously not out. So we'll have a very brief analysis of what exactly happened in UCEED 2024. Was it all as expected, or were there a lot of shocking responses, shocking questions that you guys have had and all? Please feel free to use the chat box as much as possible. Please try to share your opinion, your valuable insights. After all, it's you people who have written the exam, right? So in this brief analysis, what we will do is we have got some idea from the students, from you people itself. So we'll just share that, what others feel, what are all the other candidates have felt, or what you people have felt. And after that, we'll briefly go to the question paper analysis. For that, we have our academic head, Sachin sir, also was joined with us. Hello, Sachin sir. I hope I'm clearly audible to you.
Yes, sir. I hope also myself clear to you also.
Yes, your side is great. Yes. Thank you,
Great,
sir.
great.
So to start off with, I think one of the most interesting insights that we had got from all you people is that relatively the exam was a bit more on the easier side, or it was moderate or sort of average. So around 75 to 80% of the students felt that it was relatively easier or moderate. So that is quite interesting. We are not sure about what's going to happen for the cutoff per se. So we'll have to wait for in the next couple of weeks. In the next month, what exactly UCEED is going to come up with respect to the cutoff. But still, let's click. Let's have our fingers crossed. Rahmat has a question: is it compulsory to click on Part B paper? So Rahmat, usually what happens is that Part B gets automatically submitted because it's the hard copy that gets submitted. So even more in most of the cases, even if you're not clicking um, on the computer, the Part B thing, usually it gets evaluated. So let's hope that we get that evaluated. Geetan Singh, how much marks should I need to qualify in Part A? अब ये सवाल तो I think only IIT Bombay guys can answer. We'll still try to see if we can get an idea about that. You can use the chat box. So as a summary, I think most of the students who've written 2023 had told that most of them have told that 2024 was relatively easier compared to 2023. The questions were sort of moderate level questions, but however NAT was a bit tougher. NAT every time it's like that, right? NAT is usually tougher compared to MCQs and MSQs and all. Logical reasoning questions were easier. Now, in case of pattern, I think it was all clearly defined and all from UCEED's part. They had very well clearly told that there will be two drawing questions. The second drawing question, specifically from the design perspective, that will be introduced this year. They have done that very clearly. It's basically relatively a little bit more easier question. I think drawing part was relatively easier for most of you. Some of the students had told about time. So if you are somebody who is going to write, let's say, for example, JEE BArch on the 24th, or if you're somebody who is going to write NIFT on the February 5th, then a word of advice for you, please practice with respect to the time. If you have an exam of 3 hours, please give 2 hours, 45 minutes with the timer and try to finish it early. Okay, because there will be some mess up that will be happening usually in the examination hall. Okay, and in case of drawing, I think both the questions were easier. Geetansh is asking, will there be any course from your side for NIFT 2024? Yeah, I'll come to that in this particular slide. Okay. So these were the basic idea. These were the basic feedback or suggestions or opinion of most of the students who had written. And regarding the paper pattern, I think most of you are already familiar. Just keeping it here so that if there is somebody who is going to write in 2025 or 2026, they should get an idea about what exactly is the pattern and get in a nutshell. Having said that, UCEED is an exam that you can only write 2 times in your life, right? Once while you are in your 12th standard, and the other when you complete your 12th standard the year next to it. So if anyone is looking into currently in school and trying to focus on exams like this, NID, NIFT, or UCEED and all, we have weekend batches. We also have repeaters batches that are coming up. For details and all, you can either visit our website, or you can contact us at 8086111055. Okay, so as promised, let me come back. Let me Manya Sharma is saying paper was easy. Yes, that's what I was saying in the beginning. So most of them feel that the exam was a little bit more easier, very interestingly. So the next question is what's going to be the cutoff, right? Okay. So before going into all those things into the numbers and all, we'll have the question paper analysis. You can also, please, everyone, Yes, Manya, most of them are saying that it was easy. So I think that's a general, general decision for a general opinion of most of the students. So moving into the question paper analysis, we have our academic head who has joined, Sachin sir. So he would be taking us through this particular section. Sachin sir, I think you can take forward from here.
Okay, so thank you. So hope I'm clearly audible to you guys. So hope the examination went well for everyone. So even in the examination centers from our students, their response was also in a positive note. Like comparing to the last year, uh, this year's examination, the 2024 UCEED examination was a little bit on the easier side. Even they have introduced the part B design aptitude question. So that doesn't give that much a harder question, or that doesn't give that much surprise element to the student, because it's already been like the questions of the part B. Even in the marathon sessions, we have already discussed certain kind of topics, and those question has been asked in the examination also. The topics which has we have been discussed has already been asked in the design aptitude section also. So let's look at one by one. So we will start with the part A, the aptitude part. Okay. So we have already activated the mock test for everyone also, and for our students there has been repeated model examination going on. So most of the students have mentioned that uh, the mock test of THiNC Institute of Design has really helped them in the examination, and most of them like compare with like THiNC examination is a little bit on the harder side compared to this year's UCEED examination, and that was quite interesting. Okay, so yeah, so that was one major point I would like to convey. So coming to the questions of the part A, the aptitude section. So let's look one by one. What are the kind of questions which has been asked for the UC 2024, and these question has been collected from our students considering their memory. So they have shared these questions with us. So there might be some slight changes comparing to the actual question, because within 2 or 3 days the actual question paper will also released on the UCEED official website itself. So again, let's go one by one. So the first question, so cycle gear question. So there was a certain question related to the mechanism. So always these kind of mechanisms is an all-time favorite for the UCEED authority. Like you can expect different kind of mechanical systems like gear or pulley, such kind of system, or some kind of what? Um, Not exactly. It might be some what? Quantitative kind of question. Sometimes logical kind of question can be also asked from the these kind of mechanical systems. So this year the question was, for making the cycle stay while it is climbing a mountain, in which position must be its front and back gear be? So that was the one question. And perspective view, again, the different views is all time favorite for the UCEED questions. So in this year, a perspective view of an image, or a view has been given, and you need to find the side view of the image. So that was a number two question. So number three, the folded image given, like from the given option, we have to find how exactly to fold it to get the resultant file. So the resultant image has been shown in the screen, and you need to find how exactly to fold it. So the dotted lines will be there. So you need to find the right uh, option which exactly to fold it to get the resultant. So that was one thing. And another question was, if a normal football consists of 12 pentagons and 20 hexagonal, so how many vertices does it have? Okay, so again, uh, these kind of questions has been already asked in previous examinations, also finding vertices. So there nothing, I think, there is no surprise factors when while we discuss all these four questions. All these kind of questions has been repeatedly asked in the user examination. And there is odd one out question. And surprisingly, so there is no GK question. So every year, even they have been including the GK syllabus in the syllabus. there were no GK questions in the UCL examination. So it's quite interesting. Like each and every year, they have been reducing the weightage of GK and also the language. There were no GK question and also language related question, but they have been including it in the syllabus. But there is no such question asked for the from the GK and language part. So so that's the major first part. So moving on to the next. So the next question was find direction of the ship when it malfunctions. When the captain turns the lever in a certain direction, the ship moves in accordance to certain conditions. Like direction-oriented question, in which they have also given a twist, like malfunction kind of keys has been given and twisted the question a little more, not to make you confused. So direction sense is one of the questions, and another like all-time favorite is the count the number of cubes. So this time it is you need to find or you need to count the invisible sides of the stack of the cubes. So again, this kind of question you can see on the previous year question papers. So next question. So volume-based questions will be there. So mensuration or geometry related questions. So every time it was they have been asked these kind of questions. So this year also volume based questions like tetrahedron one side 120 centimeter, sphere radius 40 centimeter. So you have to find the volume. So such kind of question has been asked. And I think this year animation oriented question has been asked, more than two or three questions has been asked from the animation part. So one question was find the exact lip movement animation for today is my day. So that would, so that was one animation oriented question. So another image means like mobile image kind of question was regarding the Saturn planet. So like uh, the Saturn planet is rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, and its ring, Saturn's ring, is rotating in a clockwise rotation, and certain transformation has been done on this particular setup, and you need to find the correct top view from the options given. So that was one of the questions. Again, a particular image has been transformed to another one. Okay, so that was the question. So another question was circle rings of same thickness were given, and we were asked to find the farthest and nearest, like visual reasoning question. So again, one question. So how many marks do I need to get IIT Hyderabad? So again, I think in most of the lives we have been already mentioned, we cannot predict the exact kind of marks. Uh, you already know. So for the most of the students, the examination was pretty much easier or on the moderate level. So cutoff may get higher. Uh, it's not like it will. So it might get into a higher cutoff. So, and again, we cannot predict, but after some time, they will also release the mean and standard deviation. So thereby we can find out the cutoff score. So till then, we have to wait. So yeah. The paper was familiar, but time was insufficient. Yeah, so this, for the most of the students, they have been also concerned regarding the time management issue. But again, even on the drawing part itself, uh, uh, the design aptitude question, I think that was not that a time killer question. This year's the product designing question kind of thing was not that much like time killer. But again, I think in the marathon session itself, we have been already discussed these kind of time management issues, how you need to switch questions or skip questions according to the time we are spending on a specific kind of question. We have been already discussed these kind of details. Okay, so let's move on to the next. So one question for a circle showing diameter is given. Equilateral triangles are uh, surrounded by the circle, and you need to find the area of the equilateral triangle. So diameter value has been given. So with that concept, you need to find the area of the equilateral triangles. So that was one question. So again, area oriented or mensuration kind of question. So image of a seal and the textual content in that seal is shown. What happens when the seal is punched? So I think these kind of question has been already asked in the UCEED or seed questions definitely. So again, it's really important to what? for the upcoming aspirants, the previous year question papers, yeah, it's really important because all the question I think we have been discussed, that the same pattern of question has been asked in the previous years also. So look into previous year question papers really well for the future aspirants. Okay. So next question, box dimension was 12 by 16 by 6. A paper cup is kept inside that of 4 centimeter height. When we keep one more paper cup, the height increases by 0.5 centimeter. So how many paper cups are required to fill the box? So this was one of the question. I think you can see the image also. Okay. So another question was 8563. A number has been written on the paper. So it has been cut and shuffled randomly like a jigsaw puzzle. You need to identify the number. So the number was 8563. Again, this kind of question has been already asked in the previous UCEED examinations. So another all-time favorite is the font related question. I think there is no UCEED question without a font question. So that's the thing. So again, this year also font related question was there. A particular word with a certain font has been given, and in the option they have given some letter. You need to identify the letter which is the exact font of the word. So that was the question from the font. Another question was identify the number of pair of shoes from the given image. So that was another question. So moving on to the next slide. So another question was 11 frames of a worm moving has been given. So two frames taken out, identify those two removed from the option. So that was another question. Again, these kind of question has been asked directly or indirectly in the user examination. So paper and a word cut kernel. Again, the pattern like 8563 kind of question, like jumbled, uh, ordered strips kind of questions, or puzzles or jigsaw puzzle kind of question. So yeah, and another important, interesting subject for the UCEED examination, UCEED as well as the CEED, is the photography. So every year you can also expect a question, a particular question from photography that might be a simple kind of question or identifying logos of camera or these kind of technical terms related to camera. So this year it was the shutter speed. They have been asked about the shutter speed. So next question. So color strip pattern image is given, finding base unit patterns. So tessellation, similar to tessellation kind of question. Already tessellation kind of question has been asked in the this year also. So finding the basic unit image of the tessellation. So that was the question. And another question was counting number of triangles. So a complex image has been given with a random shape, and these random shapes combined together form some triangle, and you need to find the number of triangles in that particular image. So that was the question. So counting kind of question. So another again one animation kind of question, a bee going in an infinity loop, and sometimes the speed varies. You need to find the correct exact sequential order from the option. That was the another question. Okay. So moving on to the next. So surface counting, again, one of the important sections of the UCEED examination. So here you can now see on the screen. I think that is quite similar to the one which has been asked for the UCEED examination. So for this particular 3D image, they have been subjected to some transformation like cutting, removing. So and after that, the resultant 3D object or 3D figure, they need to find the surfaces. That was the one of the questions. So certain transformation has been done on the 3D figure or the 3D object, and with the final resultant 3D object, you need to find the surface, number of surfaces. So that was the question. And there were mirror questions. Then silhouette related question was there. So previously that was direct silhouette questions, like they will give you an image, you need to find the silhouette. That was the question. But this year, certain twist has been included, like a pen. You need to find the silhouette of the pen. But this pen has been divided into 6 pieces. So you need to fix those pen, and then you need to identify the silhouette. So that was the twist there for the silhouette kind of question. And the last question was a shadow. The part, not the last question. last topic here. Right now, it's a shadow related question. So while looking into these all question, what you can see, all these kind of question, the pattern has been repeatedly or repeating on every year. So that's the importance of the previous year question papers. Okay, so it's really important to do that. So for the future aspirant, definitely you need to attempt and practice use it and seed question, the MDes question. So that will definitely help you for the upcoming examination as well. Okay, so moving on to the next. So this was the sample question. Like this is not the exact question which has been asked, but these are the kind of question asked in the tessellation category. So you need to find the what the basic element unit of the tessellation. So such kind of question has been asked for the UCD examination. So moving on to the next. So drawing. So I think drawing was one of the major concerns also, because this year we have been introducing one more topic, which is the design aptitude. So everyone has been eagerly waiting for that. So what will be the kind of questions which has been asked for the design aptitude? So we have been discussed, we have been learned so many topics like creativity, sketching, like form sensitivity, visual sensitivity, problem identification, like sequence drawing, storyboarding. We have been discussed so many topics on this design aptitude question, and as our discussion, like this year, it was the product design. So that was one of the major topic which we have been aiming at, like. Uh, because IIT love these kind of questions like product design or form sensitivity kind of questions. So definitely, so that's why they have been incorporated the product design oriented question. So this year's it was like design a tiffin box for a 6-year-old child to carry in a bag to carry Indian food. So clearly they have been mentioned certain minute points like Indian food. Uh, so uh, as a user perspective, you need to think some things while designing these kind of tiffin boxes. So, and also the user which has been using is a 6-year-old child. So all these factors need to be considered while designing these products. I hope in the design hall you have already go through these kind of process also, I believe. Okay. So another question, the scene drawing question as expected. So the question was, Gidu, her grandmother and father are cleaning their old garage. There's an old cycle, football and other things. Gidu's father is cleaning cobwebs. Grandma finds her guitar from college days. She starts playing it and Gidu starts dancing. So Gidu's friend is standing at the door of garage. Draw this scene from Gidu's friend's point of view. So many details has been included, and I hope you have already included all these minute details in the drawing examination because it's really important. So that's a drawing section. Two question, 50 marks this year. So this was the question, the most much awaited part B design aptitude question. So this year it was a product design. Okay. So I think that's the discussion of the part A and also as well as the part B, the drawing part. So again, I hope you have really well performed the examination. So now it's the upcoming NIFT examination. So try to focus on that. Okay. So even if the user examination doesn't go well for you, so do not panic. There are also certain examinations coming all the way. So NIFT examinations coming and also all other centralized institution examination. So don't worry, guys. So be confident. And yeah, that's the only thing I would like to give you an advice. Okay. So, Suraj sir,
Yes. So I hope you have got a little bit clarity on how exactly the session went for others also. Now, regarding the students who are asking about the courses that we're launching for NIFT, we will be having NIFT marathons, just like how we had marathons for UCEED. So we will be coming up with NIFT marathons. Along with that, we have a NIFT mock test that's being scheduled for the 24th of January. So if anyone wants to register for that, we'll share the link after this particular live. We'll pin it in the comment section so you can join through that particular link. And if anyone is interested to join for a short crash course that we have for a 7-day crash course, along with two other NIFT B.Des mock exams, it's the NIFT Accelerate course that we'll be starting. Okay, so either you can join that, or you will definitely be having more live sessions and NIFT marathons that would be coming up. So the links for all these things would be shared after this particular live. Hope the exams went really well for everyone. And we would also be sharing the link of a WhatsApp community that we'll be beginning. So if you want to discuss any further, if you want to discuss things like those exams and questions and things like that, we'll be sharing the link of that public community that we'll be starting, the WhatsApp community, and you can go ahead and discuss further things there. Okay, so I hope this session was useful. We'll be coming up with further lives for NIFT, and until we see in the next session, thank you everyone. All the best.